You get to play baseball?
Yeah.
On the field?
Yeah.
How do I snag that invite?
I'm not sure, but I'm glad to have had it. In November, he and his wife moved to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But he works for our agency doing nothing but digital marketing, and he's working on growing that presence for us. But that's all he does right now. So we're trying to figure that out bit by bit.
How's that going?
We've seen a lot of progress from just improvements in our social presence and customer interaction with those types of things. We're starting to see a lot more traffic on the website. I mean, I think we all know it takes a few months. It's not like you post a video and overnight people are coming and watching your video about whatever it might be. So we're seeing that traffic build up and grow, and it's been a good decision for us for sure. Way?
I mean, if you want to go over there, walk around.
I don't care where we go.
Let's just walk a little.
Okay.
Take you around the city.
All right. The agent-carrier relationship, or whatever you call that, podcast that you did recently was interesting to me because I think it is adversarial in ways. And
fixing the agent-carrier relationship with the insurance nerds?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't care what we talk about. I don't want to talk about that. I just think
no, I'm saying you said that was interesting.
It was interesting because I think we don't really understand. Neither party seems to understand how important working towards a common goal is for the industry and the customer and both sides of that house. At least in my opinion. Big thing. I sent you an email one time that talks about the lack of data sharing. I get frustrated with Accords and AL3 downloads and all this stuff we can do to share data. Companies can geolocate an address now and tell you from their aerial footage whether the roof already has damage to it or not, but they can't send to their agents an updated email address when the customer updates their email in the claim process.
You'd think that'd be something they could do, right?
It seems like something that someone should be able to do. If you can fly a drone over an entire region and photograph every rooftop in that area and tell me whether the roofs are worth insuring or not, surely we can figure out a way to share email address and cell phone numbers with one another. Whether that be from the agent side or the carrier side, there needs to be a two-way exchange of information that's relevant to all of us.
I've heard that a lot lately, believe it or not.
What kind of progress are we making towards it?
You're asking me?
Yeah, what kind of progress are you hearing, or what are you hearing about progress we're making? Because I don't feel like it's actually happening.
I think we're all at the point where we all understand it's an issue, it's a problem, and it's one that's relatively easy to solve. Bocce. Dude, let's play bocce.
All right.
It's just a matter of everybody actually, it's like who's gonna go first, who's gonna blink first, sort of thing. Yeah, man, this is gonna be good. Have you played bocce before?
On the beach. I've never played on
this is how it's done, man. I mean, not really, but this is gonna be fun. This is a real man's game right here.
I'm red.
You go first.
I got you. Trying to size this up. I've never played with this much speed. It's like putting on a golf course.
Yeah. Got a lot of kick off that wall.
How to tie this into your mine or your everyday. Other than the fact that you're smoking me right now.
On the board.
Thank you for taking it easy on me.
On the board.
So my little agency has 10,500 policies in force.
That's a lot.
But it's only 1.7 policies per customer. That's not very good. Because the new sale is what we stay focused on.
What would you want to sell them to if you didn't?
Huh?
What are you not selling them to that you want to?
I just don't think we do a very good job of cross-selling, because the customer that calls in is the customer you take care of, and you know what's in front of you immediately is kind of what gets the attention. And I think that's unfortunate that we don't stop and pay the current customer as much priority as they deserve. So Cleveland is on the river or on the lake or both?
Both.
Both.
Lake area is right there.
Okay. So the Cuyahoga feeds into that?
So what are you feeling about the insurance industry?
I think that this is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. There's challenges every single day. Sometimes I think we're hard on ourselves because we're not doing all the things that we want to do right, but in general, if you look at what the future holds, it's exciting, it's good. There's lots of great opportunity. I beat myself up every day because of little bitty mistakes I make and my team makes, and they drive me crazy, but in general, I think we're all trying to do our best to help our customers.
Growing the agency that you have, what's one thing that has gotten it to the point it is? Like if you said, I did, this was it. Like this is the one thing that I feel got me to, where my agency's at right now.
I think this is probably contrary to the popular opinion in the industry, but up until recently, I wasn't willing to say no to much. I felt like it was my duty, spiritually, if you will. That's kind of deep to go that spot, but my duty to help if I could help. Now, we had a more clear understanding of, listen, that guy's maybe not worth helping. But we would certainly write a monoline policy for someone whose current company couldn't ride a motorcycle or couldn't ride a boat or whatever, and we try to develop relationships off of those entry points. So it's probably contrary to popular conversation right now. I think most of us want to develop a niche or know exactly who our clientele is and so on and so forth, and I think that makes a lot of sense theoretically, but for me, we've grown our policy count by helping the people that we needed to help.
The way that I was I just feel like if you know who you are and how you operate, that's the biggest challenge. It's like, yeah, we don't get it, but we're focused on this thing instead. That's how we compensate for not cross-selling. Or, yeah, we don't focus as aggressively on getting people through the door, but once they are through the door, we're getting 3-4 policies per head.
I think my way of trying to reach something I can be happy with, because I don't like telling people no. Just inherently, I don't like to tell people, sorry, I don't do that, or sorry, I can't help. And to a degree, that makes us a generalist. But there's multiple staff members, and one person does Medicare supplements. A couple of people do commercial. A few people do auto. Specifically, 2 people do home. So I try to combat that. Our agency is a generalist agency, but certain people within the agency have a focus.
As long as you have the bodies,
Yeah, it's a volume game. It's a body game for us.
Obviously, you probably didn't at first.
No, we started with 2 guys writing car insurance, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to think like they've got it figured out, or there is a way. I think it's more about adapting, being aware of your personality and what feels most comfortable to you, because that's ultimately what you're going to want to do over and over again. If you're doing something that's not comfortable, or the whole get out of your comfort zone thing, but I mean, if it's not enjoyable, right? Comfort, enjoyable, like you're not going to want to wake up and get punched in the face every morning.
No, nobody wants to do that. I'm a sayings guy, if you will. I like little sayings of this or that or whatever. Something we say at our office a lot is pitchers don't bat. Meaning I shouldn't be having conversations about things that I don't enjoy. But if as a staff, if we do have people that like to talk about Medicare supplements, then I need to have the ability to get them in front of her.
What have you faced as far as like client reluctancy? Like once they've developed that relationship with X person, it's like, hey, listen, I'd love to do this, but I'd rather, find a sharp object and stick it in my ear.
That's the biggest fear within our agency across the board, but we've started embracing more and more and more. Listen, we just have to tell our clients, we have to set our teammate up that the best person that I know for Medicare supplement is Morgan.
Yeah.
The best person I know to talk to you about auto insurance is Cecilia. The best person I know to talk to you about whatever is whoever teammate. And it takes a little bit of humbleness, but after a while, client kind of gets it. Look, he or she, they're still trying to take care of me. They just want to make sure that the right person does it. Whew, that's excellent right there.